we just love apprenticeships and those opportunities that they're giving our young people, but also around the community and all the work that's being done, the regeneration, etc.
The relationship with those employers, that they're providing those opportunities for our young people to be able to stay in Oldham and get really successful careers.
You also gain other skills as well. It's not just electrical, because of course you see other trades doing stuff and you pick that up, or you can speak to someone.
And in construction, there are more people called Dave than there are women, as a statistic. And one of the things I've got to do is make sure that we're reflective of the community and improve diversity.
Oldham Today.
Good morning and welcome to Thursday's Oldham Today, and we're broadcasting live from Oldham College, and it's really exciting. This is our first partnership broadcast with Oldham College, and we're hoping to have many more in the future. This week is Apprenticeship Week, and we're talking to Lisa and Suzy, and they're going to be talking today about apprenticeship. The whole programme is dedicated to apprenticeships this morning. Morning, Lisa. Morning, Suzy.
Good morning, Mike. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, this is absolutely our pleasure. Apprenticeships mean so much to our economy, just present, future, and they've always been an integral part of Oldham's past with the industries that we've had. But things have been changing over the years, haven't they? And Oldham College is central to that. What does it mean? What does this apprenticeship week mean for Oldham College?
National Apprenticeship Week, obviously, celebration of our apprentices who've achieved so many things, but also a celebration for our fantastic partnerships with employers who give our apprentices those great opportunities. And it's really about showing what a great opportunity apprenticeships are. For me, they're the gold standard. You're straight into industry on your career path in a fast track way, and it's an excellent opportunity for learners to get to realise their dreams and what career path they want to do. So this week, that's what we're doing. We're celebrating. We've got awards this afternoon, awarding our outstanding apprentices and obviously bringing employers along. So yeah, we just love apprenticeships and those opportunities that they're giving our young people, but also around the community and all the work that's being done, the regeneration, etc., all the work in Oldham, how our apprentices can contribute to that and how we can support businesses as well, giving them the workforce they need and the skills they need.
That's really important, isn't it? To link in with the businesses. And Suzy, that's your responsibility, isn't it?
Yeah, part of it, yeah. We've got a full team who is around employer engagement, but it's really important we build and manage relationships with our employers locally. And because if we didn't have the employer engage with apprenticeships, then there wouldn't be enough opportunities for our young people. And it's really important we support businesses to grow their own and increase the talent for their future workforce. And it's really important that we engage our employers and that they know about apprenticeships and how valuable they can be and how beneficial they are for their business, and how amazing our students are to be able to take those apprenticeship roles forward.
Now, I remember the old days. I was in ye old apprenticeships back then when this was called Oldham Technical College. It's a completely different relationship with the employers. You got an apprenticeship with an employer, you went on day release. You could do like the ONC, HNC levels, or you could do C and Gill's type. Now, the liaison with the employers is much different, isn't it? It's much more proactive engagement that you have. Is that beneficial to the development of the apprentices?
Most definitely, because also we ask employers to provide work experience, industry placements for our T-level students and also our full-time students who want to go into an apprenticeship, and that gives the employers the chance to work with that young person and get to know them, obviously learn them good, brilliant skills that we can take forward, but often they'll take them on as apprentices because they've obviously got used to how they work. It's been a good fit for them, and that's the links that we want to make. So we engage with employers. Fundamentally for us, it's not just about apprenticeships, it's about how we support those businesses. It might not be apprenticeships, it could be T-levels, it could be work experience, it could be project work. So we've got some fantastic talent in the college that will really help. Like for instance, we've got the Grains bar.
Yeah, we've got lots of different projects that we do with young people to give them experiences of work and visit workplaces, meet with expertise in industries, so they've got that contact with employers all the time. And it's really important to build those relationships with employers, especially when they do want to take an apprentice on. We work really closely with them to ensure that it is a successful placement, and it is that two-way where we need to support the business and employer as much as possible, as well as the student as well, and we've got a team who do that in the college.
I found that kind of approach, that kind of post-placement activity with the employers, it helps both the employer and the apprentice, because there are often little glitches that get in the way, and it's better to identify them straight away and deal with them. Do you find that to be the case?
Yeah, I mean, I think employers, it's a lot to them to take on a young person, whether it be work placement, but we support that. And I think it's for us to show them how this will, help their business, how they can embrace their future workforce, and get the young person, because when you've got a young person, and we do try and ask employers to consider apprentice or a work placement, because we want them to give the young people of Oldham a chance to get on the career ladder, and really it's that chance to mould them. A young person who hasn't had a career or wants to be an apprentice, they're very, very motivated, lots of ideas, and they're not coming with any preconceived ideas or any habits. They actually can mould them in their business and have the actual skills they need. And that's why we love work experience or T-levels going into apprenticeships, because they're starting the journey from an early position for obviously work readiness, which is really important. So what we will say to employers is, don't always take someone who's got all of the skills and the experience that they may feel they need. A young person can have that, and they can obviously nurture that, and that's the message that we try to get across. But we can support that with the great training we do in the classroom alongside the apprenticeship or the work placement.
I think that's really important, because what you just said then made me think of the words investment, and that businesses understand that word in terms of finance, but sometimes we've got to look at investing in our future, and apprenticeships are one of those investments that industry and businesses can make. In any business. Yeah,
it is, isn't it? It's more cost effective, isn't it, to take on an apprentice anyway? But what you're doing is you're investing in that future. So you almost can use a succession planning. We know obviously some businesses have got ageing work population, and it's looking at what your bigger picture is, almost in what you're going to need for your skills in the future. And as people obviously finish, retire, it's all about things, but it is about giving that person an opportunity that you can really mould it from the beginning, and like I said, you'll get someone for life if you invest in that person.
And I think that's the key thing when a business does want to take an apprentice on, it is for that long-term vision and long-term plan. It's not just that 2 year and they're qualified and then they haven't got a place for them. They do look at taking on apprentices that they will continue within that workforce, and that's really important for us as well. And we want to keep our talent local and provide those great opportunities for Oldham young people and residents. And it's really important that's the relationship with those employers, that they're providing those opportunities for our young people to be able to stay in Oldham and get really successful careers, not just jobs but actual careers.
Well, we know that in the not too distant future, Oldham has gone into partnership with Muse, and there's going to be massive construction projects going on throughout Oldham, and this includes First Choice Homes, who will be talking to their chief executive, no less, shortly. Now, if we didn't have apprenticeships, we would not be able to feed the skills into that development project. So this is part of that investment for the future, isn't it?
It is, yes. And obviously construction in particular, obviously it's always been known, the pathway, hasn't it, for the future skills for construction. Apprenticeships is really, really important. I think a lot of employers, construction employers, understand that. I think for us is that the demand is so much now for apprenticeships, and it has changed. You mentioned before, Mike, about how it was before and now the changes, and it's not just about employer-led provision on apprenticeships, it's across the board. Employers, the new landscape for education is very much around how we get young people work ready and have the skills that employers need to be able to employ them, whether it is an apprenticeship or a job. So that's really a key for us as a college, and it's really important that we engage that way with employers, and they actually involved with the design of our courses. First Choice Homes, we do get involved with their planning, so that they share with us their vision for how many apprenticeships they want, and we work alongside them, and we want to do more with businesses like that.
Yeah, when we look at things like, we see construction as being the big future, big immediate future for Oldham, but behind construction there's a whole set of administrative and other professions. So you offer quite a range of apprenticeships, don't you?
We do. We offer a range within all different sectors. I mean, going back into construction, it is a massive growth area for Oldham and Greater Manchester, and there is a lot of plans going on around how we can ensure we can meet those skills and those demands. But we have apprenticeships in business, admin, finance, accounts, digital, creative, health, early years, teaching assistants, hair and barbering.
About 40 standards.
There's about over 40 different apprenticeships going on across.
Too much.
Oldham Today.
Right, we're back with Suzy and Lisa, and we're talking all things apprenticeship. Now, we came up with a little line as we were going to that break, and it was, what is the strategic focus of the employer engagement strategy? It all sounds very grand.
It does. Well, it's a 3-year plan we have. Our employer engagement strategy positions the college strongly at the heart of boroughs' regeneration and their green growth ambitions. Our priority areas are construction, as we've already said, digital and health, because obviously that's where the biggest demand is in jobs, and I know the council and in Oldham that is the main focus. And obviously expanding green skills and digital skills is very important for us, and we are making sure that we are putting that into our programmes, like retrofit into construction, for instance, and we do that with employers. So we are asking for employers to join our employer advisory boards. We already have those running, and this informs us of what the employers need for now and for obviously for future skills. But those digital technologies and green technologies obviously at the heart of that as well. So we welcome anybody to come along. We know there's 6,000 businesses in Oldham. There's more than that, mainly small, medium enterprises, but we want to engage with as many as possible and make sure that we are supporting the businesses with the college, because we feel like it's education meets business, and that is our motto really. We can't do it without employers, and getting that input from them is really important for us.
I think that was something really important that you mentioned, that a lot of Oldham businesses, SMEs, and some of them are micro,
Yes.
Rather than that, and start-up businesses. And this is part of the character of Oldham, I think, that entrepreneurship that is defining the modern Oldham. And I think that a lot of one-person bands, two-people bands might not feel that they want or need, can afford an apprentice, but you can help them in that, can't you?
Yes, I mean, for construction, obviously, we've got the CITB, we have grants. There is help for taking on 16 to 18-year-olds. There is a lot of incentives around helping them, but more importantly for us, we're there to support them and obviously give them, because it is quite scary if you've never had an apprenticeship before. Some people have never actually employed anybody. This is where the college comes in for that support, and we're very proud. Suzy's team does that role really well in helping them get on the apprentice service to obviously get the funding to be able to fund the training. So we try and make it as easy as possible for our employers, and just be there every step of the way, really, in making sure that we can encourage them, that they don't need to worry about those things. We will actually help them, but it is taking that plunge, and the people that do take the plunge never regret it. It's something that they're glad that they're doing, and most of our business are micro, as you said, Mike, and we're proud of that, really, because we're helping them, aren't we, building their businesses.
Absolutely, it's all part of the economic and social fabric of Oldham.
Yeah,
and if they do partner with us, we do support them as well, and our facilities speak for themselves. They're innovative, they're very much to try and reflect what the industry looks like. So we've got our new Imaginarium, which is our virtual reality room, and we always encourage businesses, if they want to use our facilities, and where we can support them with any training or expertise in any particular area, then we're really open to work with businesses like that, and micro businesses, SMEs. And we have a enterprise project in our college as well to support our students who are also looking at becoming young entrepreneurs when they leave the college. So that pathway into employment is a real big focus for us, and to support our students and work with all employers of all different sizes.
I have to say, Phil is with me today, and we've been coming to the college a few times over the past couple of months to set this broadcast up. And the facilities here are absolutely fantastic, and we are trying to model our new studios around these here.
Yeah.
We're really impressed with the investment that you have in this. But something that I just want to talk about briefly was, because when we're looking at small to medium and micro industries, they're not necessarily used to hosting someone and developing a learning plan that fits with the educational plan, and maybe vice versa to a degree. So I think that for those of us who have worked in larger industries, we will have training, we'll have HR, we'll have all sorts of people that are involved in that development of new people coming in. What can you offer to the micro to small business that doesn't have that expertise? We try to obviously this is where the employer boards are really important, because they connect. Yeah.
So small companies connect with the larger companies, and that really is crucial for them, because they're developing from large companies that have got infrastructure and that set up. So that's something that we do help with. But we also have expertise in our team. So we have people from assessors from a large range of backgrounds that have that occupational background as well. So all of that kind of thing helps. So yeah, we make sure, most of ours are micros, as we said, and we've helped them all along the way. We've become very successful, and we've had repeat apprentices as well. So, that's really, the support mechanisms are there. And just one thing to mention as well is that you said about the facilities. We are going to do tours on a regular basis. So if employers want to come in at any time and they want to have a look and talk to us about apprentices, we're more than happy to do that, because they will be blown away. You see it from the outside, but when you come in and you see the great facilities we have, that really does mirror the industry. I think that's something that I really want to put out there. Please get us in touch if you want to come in and have a look at them. If you're not sure about taking that apprentice and you want some help from us.
And micro business, there is the work experience opportunity as well to take a student on before you kind of commit to anything, before an apprenticeship. And we have a team of work experience officers who can support that student in that placement and come up with a learning plan, so it's really meaningful and purposeful for the employer and for the student. And that can be a day, a week, 6 weeks, and if they wanted a longer term, we've got the T levels that need 45-day placement, and that then can lead to progression onto an apprenticeship for both the student and the employer. But like Lisa said, we do lots of events, we do lots of opportunities to come and visit the college and work with us and how we can support businesses the best way. And Oldham's got a fantastic networking family, if you like. I know you come to Billington's Business Breakfast. There's a whole range of networking opportunities where businesses can connect, and it is those small businesses connecting with those larger businesses and how we can help each other in the whole kind of ecosystem of economy in Oldham, really. So I think Oldham's really strong with that, and there's some real key people who drive that across the borough, and there is a lot of support out there for employers if they wanted it.
I'm glad you mentioned Billington's, because we do cover that every month, and one of the things that we find is that there's a culture of cooperation that goes with that, and each of the businesses, they learn to thrive by that cooperation and collaboration. There's a synergy that seems to be there within the business community in Oldham, and I think that by you inviting employers of all sizes to come and talk to you about their needs, that is a part of that. But if I was just starting out, or been established a one-person band, a small micro business, how would I get in touch with you to engage with you?
Sorry, go on.
No, it's all right. We've got obviously our emails, telephone numbers. We've got the website that you can have a look at. We've got our innovation hub at the moment as well, so they can get some kind of business support within how to grow their business. We also have the Industry Associates programme that I wanted to mention. So we're really committed to supporting expertise in industry to come to the college to do a 12-week course on how to develop their confidence in delivering a lesson or a seminar or a session, whatever it might be. And so there's no commitment from the employer to deliver that at the college, but it's just given them those skills to be able to deliver a lesson within further education. So the industry experts coming in, so I think we've got about 15 on 2 courses at the moment, and that's funded in partnership, and it's a fantastic opportunity to upskill and also, give something back to the college around that industry expertise. So that's a fantastic programme as well.
Right. It's just so much that
I need longer.
I'm getting a little overwhelmed. So, just want to talk a little bit more about this engagement, because it's really important, I think, because sometimes you deal mainly with young people, although apprenticeships are not restricted.
No,
to
and
young
we have an
people.
adult learning.
No.
Yeah, and you talk about young people that are moving from school mainly into the world of employment.
Yeah.
And you're talking about employers that may not have hosted an apprentice before. So that liaison, that support, I think, is something that's massively important and was lacking many years ago.
Yeah, definitely.
When I was coming here as a tech, it was you came, did your day release, you didn't turn up, did right to your employer, but you were only gauged on passing your exams at the end of a year. Whole different ballgame now, isn't it?
Yeah, we've just developed our apprenticeship academy within the college for our internal progression. So we have students that are on full-time courses that want to progress into an apprenticeship, and it's very important for us that we give them the best opportunity to secure apprenticeship programs. So it's very much the program's really got employers involved with it, so are helping them to obviously do interviewing skills, etc. We're going to look at digital CVs for them to give them the best opportunity, but it's a work readiness that we're really focusing on, so we're quite excited about that, how that's going to how successful that's going to be, and how many we actually convert of our students going into apprenticeships as well. So it's very new and exciting for us.
Oldham Today.
Welcome back. We're now joined by Mark Gifford, and he's the Chief Executive of First Choice Homes, and they are the largest by far social housing provider in Oldham, and they're about to embark on an even further growth. And so, but we're talking about apprenticeships and how it all links in. Thanks for coming, Mark. Do you want to tell us something about your business, what you're doing, and how apprenticeships fit in with that?
Yeah, of course, can. I'm delighted to be here. Really, really important. To be fair, First Choice, as you say, the largest social housing provider in Oldham. So there's around 25,000 people who live in our homes, and we've around 11,500 homes. But as we all know, there's a huge demand. So not only do we have to look after the people in our properties, we've got to think about future demand. We've just refinanced, and we're thinking about embarking on a development programme which will about 600 homes in Oldham over the course of the next 3 to 4 years, all family homes.
And say that again.
600 homes.
600 homes.
Big number, but actually it's part of the Building a Better Oldham strategy. So that's what First Choice is doing. You've also got Muse, who are building properties in Oldham, and then you've got other things coming up to place over the next few years where land and brownfield sites will be released to build family homes. And what's really important here, affordable family homes, social rent and affordable rent. So get people a house and get them on the property ladder.
This is really important because whenever you go to an Oldham Council, full council meeting, housing is always an issue. Sometimes people that need social housing simply cannot access it. There are issues about the growth in HMOs when more adequate social housing would be much more beneficial to the people and to the communities as a whole. So this is an amazing announcement that you've just made.
Great, it is, and it's fundamentally linked to the strategies that all councillors will accept. Oldham has everything you want on the doorstep. It has the beautiful countryside, it's stone's throw from Manchester, it's got great transport links. We need to make sure that there are the homes, not just to live in, but people want to live in, that supports the economy.
We were talking before you came about apprenticeships and how they are an investment in the future. And with all the construction that's about to happen, if we didn't have construction apprenticeships, we would be lacking. There'd be a resource gap if we didn't have that. And you're part of building the bridge over that gap, aren't you?
Yeah, spot on. And there's a couple of things. we're talking construction now because we're talking about building houses.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I've learned is apprenticeships cover a variety of different skills.
Absolutely.
And the other customer-facing roles or the admin roles or the IT roles are the other exciting ones. But for construction, I've talked about what we're doing and what Oldham's doing, but the government have announced 1.5 million homes. That's a great aspiration and putting funding in. But there is a serious gap of electricians and plumbers and bricklayers and skills needed. And apprenticeships is the best route to secure that. In part because they're supported by a great college, Oldham College. What I'm seeing on apprenticeships is people who are coming work ready, which is really important, and then working alongside people who have got those skills and can train them up, and then they stay. But what's really exciting, because all of our apprentices are almost exclusively from Oldham College, is that they also know the community. So not only are we reflecting the community that we seek to serve, they know, so they help us on how we communicate the issues that are important to them. So I'm bridging a skills gap, but I'm also strengthening that trust with the community and the people that we're going to serve.
Well, Suzy, you work with businesses and clearly you have a good relationship with First Choice. How did that come about?
We're really proud to partner with First Choice Homes, and we've worked with them for many years as part of the college, and our strategic partnership has come about because our vision and First Choice Homes vision really do align, particularly around that growth and that partnership around apprenticeships. And with the significant growth of construction opportunities, and the builds happening in Oldham, it's really important we do kind of connect that business and education links, and that's how we've started to work together really closely. And like Mark said, it's not just about the construction, it's about all the other exciting opportunities that we can offer around the digital IT, business, admin, finance, etc., and also work experience opportunities coming through to progress on to an apprenticeship and be ready for those apprenticeships. And it's really important for us as an education provider that we are preparing those young people and adults for those apprenticeship opportunities, so they do hit the ground running when they go into organisations like First Choice Homes. So we are really proud to partner with First Choice Homes.
And I have to say, obviously, since Mark started in the role, we have a real shared vision, don't we, of giving really good opportunities for young people in Oldham, and I think that's where we're connecting that way, and just your plan, and we both got 3-year plans, and they do align very, very closely, and it's a commitment that First Choice Homes give us, really, as a college, as an anchor institution of Oldham, that they want to work with us and prepare our young people for the future. So I think that's really, it's one of them. Well, it's probably the most important partnership we have. For people in Oldham, particularly in construction, but like you say, across all of the other sectors as well. But it is Mark's vision, really, that's really helping us get where we want to be.
I think there's a couple of things that I want to talk about there, and that's the plethora of apprenticeships that are available, because when we're looking at, and you've said it before, it's construction, part of your strategic vision.
Yeah.
But without the administration, without the other technical skills that are behind that, that would just be in isolation. It wouldn't be able to. No business can run without its hub, without its administrative hub being good. So those are other opportunities that come into it. Another thing is the way that education is working with industry and business, because if you're only focused on education, people, it's always one step behind business. Business demands change daily almost, and if you're working together, you can adapt together and deal with that. If you worked in isolation, that wouldn't happen.
I agree. The key is data and thinking about, as you say, trends. So I sit here as a business and think, right, here I know what I'm going to build, 600 homes. Yeah. But we all know, and I feel a little bit old when I come to Oldham College because everybody's so young.
You feel old.
I've been in business 30 years, not just in the housing sector, retail sector, business sector. When I started my career, there was no internet, there was no workforce, there was no AI. So I've got a workforce that I know now. We know AI is coming in. So you talk about admin. What I currently do in admin will not be what needs to be done in admin in 2 or 3 years' time. But Oldham College will already know that trend and will already be training a workforce on that trend. So when I can bring in that apprentice, not only have I got a workforce that's then relevant for the future, they're then helping my colleagues adapt to the future, because we know change is a constant. So there's a bit around your constant is your environment, your business, you need to invest in people. And the college bit is predicting trends and giving you the workforce that helps you adapt at pace and over time. And that's really exciting.
Sorry, we also have some training around innovation for our apprentices. So it's the innovation literacy training. So they do a 4 modules programme all about what innovation is and how they can start to have those conversations in businesses where they're placed, that about innovation and some ideas or suggestions about how they can support the efficiency, the growth with the employers. So that training is, a really added value for an apprentice coming to the college.
Can I give you an example? About innovation and how business and education come to life. So your listeners might think, build a house and there's got plugs and there's a kitchen. We're building houses now where the customers will be able to regulate the temperature of each individual room on a phone. That actually they won't pay for a heating bill because they'll have solar panels, etc. And the studios here, you've got the apprentices thinking and working out how to wire in the solar panels and how to connect all the electricity to mobile phone that my electricians 20, 30 years ago didn't do. So that's really exciting and really beneficial. Can you imagine a house with no gas or electricity bill? And the skills that we need to make that, and that is happening now. That's the innovation of education and business trying to reconcile things.
That's something I could dream of.
Particularly in Oldham when it's so cold.
Oldham at the forefront of such a technology, that's just absolutely fantastic. But one of the things that came to mind as you were talking about innovation and the apprentices' contribution to that was that way back when I was a lad, which was when we were just moving from steam to electricity, when we were doing that, apprentices didn't get to be able to voice anything. So they were coming to college, they were going back to work, and they weren't able to introduce the innovation that they got here because they weren't allowed to speak. Now we're dealing, it's a different ball game, isn't it?
It's completely.
Absolutely.
The modern workplace is about amplifying voice, but it fundamentally is about investing in skills. And I use the phrase, and it's probably a bit jargon to your listeners, about being world ready. But if I'm recruiting people, I want them to make sure they've got the skills that they learn. It could be academically, it could be skills, but do they know how to work in a team? Can they turn up on time? Can they be innovative and self-reliant? And being in a workplace but also sitting alongside a college is just the marrying of two really important things.
I think that's something that's really, really important to employers, and especially, I suppose, if you go into the smaller ones that don't have that kind of HR support that can help induct people, onboard them, I think the phrase is these days, that can help them do that. You need them to be able to be work ready, have that work discipline ethic, turn up in time, being to work as part of a team. And I think that's a really important addition to things, because left school in my day, you were left school, you went to work, all of a sudden you're in this place, a whole different ball game again.
I agree. Employing somebody is taking a risk. You don't know what they're like. When you have an apprentice and you have someone like Oldham College, you de-risk that.
Yeah.
Because Oldham College's expectations are high. Their ambitions for their people are high. They are recommending people that they know will be good. And then you find the right fit. So as any employer, and you're right, if you're a smaller employer and taking on one apprentice is a big thing, you've just de-risked it.
So essentially, people are coming to you, and they will come to you as businesses out there, job ready, with a reference, with a background that can be validated and verified, and they will make a contribution to your business from the get-go.
100%.
Yeah, and that's what, as I mentioned before, the Apprenticeship Academy that we've started as well. But we do this with all students, but we are focusing on getting our students who want to be an apprentice, giving them all of those soft skills that we know employers want, and getting them into innovation and thinking outside the box, and being a really strong candidate when a position comes up, because it's quite hard. There's not enough positions. I'm sure Mark will vouch for me. There's not, for the demand that we have for our students, there just isn't enough apprenticeship positions. So we want to make sure that our students are the best candidates to be able to get those positions when they do come up as well. So we think that's going to be really integral going forward.
So essentially, you've got the supply, the demand isn't meeting that just yet.
No.
You want to grow that demand.
Yes, it's this week in particular. For me, that's what it's about. As I said, it's not just celebration. It's about putting a shout out there to employers of all sizes. Can you, put a young person, give them that opportunity as an apprentice? But really, for you, it's like getting somebody who's really motivated, full of ideas, wants to stay with a company for a while, invest in them, and let them grow. It's like you said, let them have that innovation about them, and we'll support them, because we know that employers are scared, especially small employers, aren't they? Scared of taking somebody on. But that's where we come in to support that.
Oldham Today.
Welcome back to the second half of a landmark partnership broadcast with Oldham College, talking about apprenticeships. And Mark, Suzy and Lisa are still with us, and we're going to have some apprentices in soon to talk to them about what they want from their apprenticeships. But first, we got an interesting statistic that my usual co-presenter, Dave, might be interested in. What was it you said, Mark?
We were talking about diversity of workforce. I talk about construction. And in construction, there are more people called Dave than there are women, as a statistic. And one of the things I've got to do is make sure that we're reflective of the community and improve diversity. Now, I can provide an inclusive workforce and talk about that sort of stuff, but people may not necessarily apply. But the relationship with Oldham College, where we've got from an ethnicity perspective or a gender perspective, they feel safer and you're attracting, is just then a natural, warm introduction. Because I would love more women and more people from ethnic minorities into construction, as much as I love Dave and I love your friend.
Dave was a master craftsperson, and he's at the moment he's renovating our new studios. But I know that Dave would have loved to have been involved in this particular broadcast, because he also used to lecture here. He was someone that he passes on his skills, and he's an absolute genius. And if Phil was mic'd up, he'd endorse that. He's just an absolute genius to us, and he would have been really pleased to have been here and talked about all things apprenticeships. So I hope I'm doing you some justice here, Dave. So how do we get to that? How do we get to encourage that diversity?
Well, we have many case studies on females in the construction industry, and we try and obviously make them promote that outside. They speak about their experiences, and it's important for us to continue that. The college have done sessions for women around DIY and they have actually put them into thinking about an apprenticeship going forward. So these things and projects we'll continue to do. But it's not only that, it's the ethnic minority background who go into apprenticeships is very low compared to the college and obviously the demographic of Oldham. We only have 12% of our apprentices that are from ethnic minorities, whereas the college is over 50%, and that's something we're trying to bridge the gap. And we've obviously tried to do a lot of work. It has increased quite a lot over the past 2 years for the work that Suzy's doing in the community. I don't know whether you want to mention some of that, Suzy.
Yeah, and our school team as well are going out to talk to a lot of schools, going to a lot of events, a lot of fairs to promote the offer, in particular the apprenticeship route, and how valuable it is that you're actually going into industry straight away. And there is feedback from businesses that going into the industry, into an apprentice, you are a step ahead because you've been working and you've got that experience. But we are looking at doing some real community event focus approaches. So we've talked about doing some sessions for parents in our communities to raise the awareness of an apprentice and understanding what an apprentice is and how valuable that is. And the range of apprentices I don't think is realised either. What we've been talking about throughout the show was how many different types of sectors do we have an apprenticeship with. So it's getting out there, working with the community, leaders in the community, speaking to parents, and raising the profile of apprenticeships.
I think it is that awareness, because I think it's just in a lot of mindset that actually, the university is the way to go, and not recognising or not being aware that actually apprenticeship is a very fast track programme to get them on the employment ladder and get their career path underway. So I think it's just raising that awareness, I think, that we need to do, and we think that parents are the ones that we need to get to.
Just on the aspect of university, going into an apprenticeship doesn't preclude you from going into a university education later in life as well. In fact, it can be fundamental to helping you acquire those post-school learning skills that go fit more with further and higher education than going straight from school to university. And you go to university with a work experience that carries you into the next phase of your life when you leave university. And I know that one from personal experience.
Yes, and we do have our university campus that's in the centre of Oldham, and obviously employers can upskill. Once they've done the apprenticeship, they can go into a higher qualification. So it doesn't just stop there. Once you've done an apprenticeship, you can go all the way to level 7. There is that opportunity, and the university campus helps us to be able to provide those opportunities.
Oldham College goes up to level 5, doesn't it?
For apprenticeships.
The university level goes up to level 7, doesn't it?
Yes.
Can you just explain briefly to people what that means?
Well, it's more obviously up to level 5 to 7 is more the degree, and then level 7 master's degree is quite high level. We offer quite a number of courses that people can obviously progress into, and I think again the awareness of the campus we have in Oldham, because not everybody people in Oldham don't necessarily want to go to Manchester Uni. Again, it's that awareness of we have got that campus that they can actually go into a higher level. And employers don't always know that, because obviously upskilling their workforce as well. It's never too late, is it, to go into a higher level. So we need to do some work, and we're trying to do some engagement in that.
There are some modules that businesses can apply to have for the current workforce, to upskill the workforce. We have those in construction and cyber security, and so we're really keen to work with businesses to understand what their needs are and where they want to upskill some of their workforce for the ever evolving changes in the world of work, and the university can offer some of those higher modules.
That means that they don't have to do the full core, the full qualification at level 5 or 7. They can just look at a particular module, so it might be a certain aspect of their role that they need to improve on, or they want to excel in, that they can just do a module which fits round obviously this full-time role, so we can be a lot more flexible.
So with people that are responsible for things like workforce development,
Yes.
they can look at modularised
Yes.
courses that fit their business demands, and
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be the full Monty, as it were.
Exactly.
Just one thing. We're going to go to a break early on this, but before we do, I just want to touch on the value of host organisations and individuals from learning how to mentor people, because you mentioned that before, didn't you?
Yeah, I think that's one of the unintended benefits that you see. So there's something about apprentices and a workforce, and from a business perspective, I've got great people who can come in and work, they reflect the community, and they're there for a long time, we can nurture them. But they also need mentoring, and what I've seen in the workforce are the people who are mentoring them, their line management has improved, their sense of pride has improved, the way that they're honing their own skills, and they're seeing some of the innovations that's taking place. And it was something that we weren't expecting to see. We've got great people supervising them, but I wasn't necessarily seeing that we would improve and the skills that we have would improve as a consequence of mentoring the apprentices. And I think that's just fantastic.
Brilliant.
It goes to your point around lifelong learning.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, it's that sense of pride. Oldham College are very, very good at and keeping people, nurturing them. 2 of our apprentices won an award this year, Angel and Alicia, and all of the team wanted to come to the celebration.
Yeah.
Like it was as if it was their daughter getting the certificate. And like that palpable sense of pride and achievement was brilliant, really, really exciting.
And that I think is really important to management, in that it's developing through this in its skills and its knowledge and its application of those 2 things, by being more empathetic to the needs of people, understanding motivation more, understanding that management is not about instruction, about facilitating.
Yes.
Oldham Today.
Right, we're back, and now we have 3 new guests: Jarvay, Reuben, and Liam, and they're all construction apprentices. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, future broadcasters with Oldham Community Radio, you can tell straight away. Guys, what is it? Jarvay, we'll go down the line. What was it that brought you into this apprenticeship?
Really, I think it was an opportunity, and I started off wanting to be an accountant, but I didn't try hard enough in school, so I thought second choice, and I chose electrical, and it was a good idea. Yeah.
So, what are you doing your apprenticeship in?
Electrical installation and maintenance. Yeah.
Oh, blimey! I did electrical engineering as part of my ONC. I could not get used to the formulas.
Yeah.
Drove me crackers. My head still aches.
Yeah.
50 odd years later.
Yeah.
So
It's not easy.
So good luck to you, Reuben. What about you? Why? What are you doing?
I also do electrical installation. I went into it. Well, I went to college first. Did A-levels,
Yeah.
never really got on with it. I've always preferred being hands-on. That's the way I prefer to work, instead of, sat in an office. It's, you're out and about, never doing the same thing. And you just, the work you do is interesting, it's always varied, it's different. And then, of course, you can take, other than work, you can take it home. So, you can do stuff in your own house, you can save money that way.
Can, yeah.
And then you also gain other skills as well. It's not just electrical, because, of course, you see other trades doing stuff and you pick that up, or you can speak to someone. So I think it's a good skill to have generally.
A good choice for you. What about you, Liam?
I'm electrical as well. I just always wanted a trade, to be honest with you. It was a bit of a career change for me as well. So no, I'm enjoying it though. It's good. Yeah.
It was interesting that Reuben said something about not wanting to work in an office. One of my younger brothers was an aircraft fitter, and my normal co-presenter Dave was a carpenter, and they both have terms for people like me, because I worked in human resource management for a lot of my life, and they call me human remains. HR stands for human remains. So they have a plethora of insults for people like me. But yeah, you're investing in your future, and the future of Oldham as well.
Yeah.
So when you look at your future, where do you see it going?
Well, I think having a trade, it's one of them things you can take anywhere. So say you wanted to, go to Australia, you've got them skills under your belt.
Yeah.
It's not always directly transferable, but you can do like a refresher course, their regulations and rules and stuff. But it gives you that flexibility working. You can kind of choose your hours, choose where you want to work. Where with like some other jobs, you might not be able to get that.
Yeah, and you were here at Oldham College. You're at the sort of cutting edge of all the new innovations, I believe. Is that true?
So they say, yeah, probably.
Solar energy. You're all electricians, and you're all going to go into that. So the harnessing of green energy, is that's important? Do you think?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Economically. Yeah.
It's a big driving factor of it at the minute, isn't it? So.
Yeah. So I believe we were talking to Mark from First Choice Homes, and he was saying about the new houses that they're going to build are going to be solar powered completely, and you people are being trained up to do that. You are really not just the future of Oldham; you're the future of our green economy. How does that make you feel? That resting on your shoulders as a waiter?
Yeah, definitely.
Like net zero and all that, innit?
Yeah. So you came in, you chose not to pursue the academic role. It didn't suit at the time. What about combining the learning from it with the real skills for the jobs you're going to be doing outside?
Yeah, well, it's a bit different when you come into, like, say when you go to school and like you've got to study maths, science and English, but when you come to college, you're learning your trade, it's something you're really interested in, so it's a bit easier to have that balance, instead of, say you don't like maths or you don't like your science, you're doing something you want to learn, and it's always interesting because you can learn on and off the job.
Yeah. I think that's a really important point, Reuben, because when people go into any form of education, learning and training, it's important that they like what they're doing as opposed to what they don't like. Where people impose a whole plethora of subjects on you that you don't necessarily see the relevance of. Not at this stage, you might in the future, but you're doing this now and you're learning. Are you placed yet? Are you working with it?
Yeah.
You're working with other companies, so you're earning wages as well?
Yeah.
So that helps, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's all right, isn't it?
You're all old enough to go out and spend it legitimately and have a social life, so you got a social life and you're able to presumably earn a bit of money on the side.
Yeah, definitely.
It's definitely a benefit going down that route. Yeah.
You guys are a lot more in demand than me. No one comes to me and asks me for advice that they're going to pay for. But they come to you and you can rewire their house, can't you?
Yeah.
Are you at that level now where you can do that? You're getting there.
A few years, yeah.
Yeah, well,
I reckon so, yeah. I reckon me and Reuben could rewire a house.
Yeah.
Like work that.
How long have you got to go on your apprenticeship?
So we're halfway through the second year at the minute.
Yeah.
It's 4 years, isn't it? But
it's a 4-year apprenticeship.
4 years, yeah. But first 3 years are like, it's where you do all your exams and stuff like that. And then the last year is just it's like site experience and stuff in it. But we're on site 4 days a week anyway, so
If you were talking to someone that's about to leave school, what would you say the advantages are to commit into an apprenticeship?
Well, in an apprenticeship, it's a bit more expressive. So initially, it took me quite a while to get the apprenticeship because I was looking for about a year and I couldn't get one at all. So I think just keep going for it, and I think employers need to give more people a chance. To be honest, yeah.
I think that's a brilliant point. Employers do need to do that. And when we're talking on these broadcasts, we do know that a lot of small, medium-sized organisations are listening. We want you all out there to talk to people and say, take on an apprentice. Because we were talking before you guys came in about not enough placements available. And we need those practical placements. And you're investing in the future of Oldham. Yeah, you guys are the future of Oldham. So you finish this, you go off. You going to stick around Oldham? Or have you got your eyes set on Australia or somewhere?
I think we know where Reuben's going.
I mean, the climate's much nicer.
Yeah. See what it brings. You know.
Where's yours?
I don't really know, to be fair. I'll stick around for a bit, you know. Even though you're freshly qualified, there's always stuff you still need to learn or want to perfect. But it's one of them things, you can go anywhere you want. You can take it with you.
You can. You can. You can travel, and you can set up your own business as well, which is something that is important in Oldham. Have any of you thought of going into...
Yeah, well, I wanted to go into real estate, so I wanted to use the benefits of being in a trade and using other trades like dry lining and just cutting the cost and helping other trades to then help me, then buying houses, then using other trades to obviously do it for cheaper, and I can obviously help them a bit more. Yeah.
I've known people do that, buy a property, renovate it. It's an investment, you've got the skills. Another good thing is that when you go into your kind of apprenticeship, you come across all the ones that are doing the carpentry, all the ones that are doing all the plumbing and so on and so forth. You build up a network, and from there you start to build up your own businesses as well. Yeah. So in your line of apprenticeship, your future is just like it's a massive horizon with so many opportunities.
Oldham Today.
Hey, we're back for our last section of this landmark broadcast from Oldham College. And now we're talking to Josh and Aaron, and they're media students. What are you doing, guys?
So media's kind of built up of a few different things. We do sometimes radio, TV, studio stuff. Sometimes we do documentaries. It kind of covers the whole basis of it. So we're not looking into just one sector, looking into all of them, kind of to build us up. So we have more opportunities, more kind of a wider look on where we can go after.
And where do you fancy going after?
I personally want to go into the TV industry, kind of that side, behind the camera, in the gallery, kind of doing things that...
Director, producer role.
What
about you?
I prefer like the editing side.
The what?
Post-production and editing.
Post-production and editing. These are very complicated areas, aren't they? There's stuff that people don't normally see about media. So what attracted you to those? Aaron, you first.
I'm not sure really. It was just different to being in front of the camera.
Yeah.
You get more creative freedom, and
I think that's an important word, that being creative about what you do. And you, as Josh, as the person, the director, producer, there's a lot that goes on with that, isn't there?
Yeah, so especially with a producer, some TV shows, films will only see the director, They won't see his team behind it with the producers, the editors, even down to the camera operators. They kind of get overlooked a bit with it, and they just see the director. But the director's role in it is obviously quite important.
But without a production team and an editing team, what the quality that people would get would be not that good, wouldn't it?
You probably wouldn't even get a film without it, or at least a film that could be shown to places.
Well, for a lot of people, I think the entry level to things like production, where they're looking at the sourcing, guest sourcing materials and so on, that's really important. But it goes right up to the level of the commissioning of everything, the ones that are in charge. So when people are watching something like Coronation Street, the producer is the one that is saying, this is how these storylines are going to go for the next 6 months, and everything is based around that. But without the editing, then you can't move from one scene to another without it looking clumsy. So you're involved in that. Have you done any work placements?
Yeah, we did quite a few last year. The main one was when Oldham College hosted World Skills. We did quite a few of live broadcast style interviews and stuff with the hosts and the competitors of the competition.
Yeah. Have you done any work placements?
Just like Aaron said, the same, but we did currently got a kind of a project going on with Togmind, where they've come in, asked us to do a few projects to promote their social media. So from what we did with World Skills, where that was mainly editing, kind of everything, this is more social media based, where we're producing social media content. So it only needs to be about 60 seconds for it to be published on social media. And you have to think about all the different target audience, who you're catering to, kind of what they need to do as well.
When we first started the chat, you mentioned quite a range of subjects that you cover within the media course that you do, and I think you mentioned news and documentaries and stuff like that. Now, one of the things that we're interested in, because we've been talking all things apprenticeship before, the link between college education and industry and business and commerce. And one of the things that we just touched on before we went into this chat was communication strategies for businesses, and how valuable it would be to have people like you come and work with them. What do you think? Do you think that'd be a good kind of option for some people?
Well, of course, businesses have to communicate to the customers. They have to get their services across, which is where a media student would come in handy, promoting that product or what they do, especially with some people you've spoken to today. Kind of when a media student would come into it, they would take the product, see what they can do with it, who their target audience with, how they can beat the competitors, how can they produce a final product.
And also perhaps how they can target audiences using algorithms and stuff like that. Are you involved in that?
So like I said, with the Togmind, we have to speak about the algorithms. We have to, what platform we use it on. We have to make sure if it's Instagram, TikTok, study those algorithms, see what works well, what doesn't.
So if they want to target someone of my age, Facebook, and if they want to not target someone my age, what would you recommend?
Probably TikTok.
TikTok.
Oldham Today.
Well, we're back with Lisa and Suzy, and we're talking apprenticeships and Oldham College. Now, we've been through a lot of stuff today, and it's been absolutely fantastic talking to the students, the apprentices and the media students, and it is such a joy to see what our future in Oldham is looking like with these young people, but you're also linking into the green agenda, because whatever certain politicians say, we do have a climate issue, and the more we can move towards renewable energies, the better. And you've got a couple of things coming up on that, haven't you?
Yeah, we have, and it links to the Green New Deal as part of Oldham's ambition. We've got the College Green Week coming up, which is week commencing the 16th of March, and that's a week-long project to embed green skills into our curriculum, bring employers who are working in that field to come and talk to our students, showcase what we're already doing within the green agenda. So there's a whole range of activities going on throughout that Green Week, and we are looking for employers to come and support us with that, and come into the college and share their expertise with the students, because like Mike said, we are preparing our students for the future and what the workforce is going to look like and how the world of work is changing, and green is a huge part of that. We've also got the Oldham Green Summit, which is being led by Oldham Council and Councillor Jarvay, and we're hosting it at Oldham College. So that's going to be on the 26th of March, and there's going to be lots of guest talks, big companies coming in talking about the green agenda and sustainability, and we're going to have a whole range of marketplace and opportunities for employers mainly to come and hear about how they can get involved in being sustainable and how that will help their growth in the future. And there is then opportunities to come and have a tour around the college and speak to us and work with us, and you know, vice versa, how they can support our students with that sustainability and green agenda and eco.
Being hosted by Councillor Jarvay, who we interviewed quite recently about his role within Northern Roots, and that is a major project. And watching again skills being grown and developed there, it's just fantastic to see in this new way of reinventing the old ways of doing things that didn't contribute negatively to our environment. We're also looking at it's come up a couple of times as we've talked, your Apprenticeship Academy. What does that involve?
That's obviously, it's directed at our students. Many of our students want to go into an apprenticeship, and when they come to the college, obviously we talk about what is the best option for them. Some people aren't suited to apprenticeships. It would be better to be full-time course first and then go into apprenticeship. So obviously we make sure we have given that advice and guidance. But there is a lot of young people that want to do an apprenticeship. It's getting more and more popular, and obviously for us, we're shouting out to employers, and that's what I'm hoping this message is coming across today. We are trying to make apprenticeships inclusive and available to every young person that comes to our college, but we really do need that help from employers, and I understand that some will be nervous about it. Some might just want to do a work placement to see how that works out, and we're here every step of the way to help them do that. What we can promise is that, you know, giving someone a young person an opportunity will definitely enrich their business, and you know, if they're frightened of taking the plunge, talk to us. They can contact us on the website, and we will either go out to see them, they can come into the college, whichever suits them. But it really is about that, giving young people an opportunity and supporting their business, of course. And I'm hoping that this session today has shown what valuable course that is, apprenticeship, and how it catapults you into a career straight away. And I think, you know, it is for me the gold standard, and I think if we can just get the message out there, particularly for the diverse society as well, obviously diverse as in young, you know, women going into construction. We mentioned about ethnic minorities into apprenticeships. We just want to make sure that we're getting that message out of what a great career it can be, and we as a college will support that and support businesses in turn through, providing. I think for us, it's about what we can guarantee is that we're going to give them the skills they need, employers what they need, and when I say that, it's around that soft skills, it's around communication, teamwork, work readiness, that's really important. The academy is what that basically is. It's building into that all of those skills and getting them very confident, professional young people that will secure apprenticeship positions.
I was just going to build on that. Practically what the Apprenticeship Academy will involve is regular sessions. So they will work with our work-based learning team, our curriculum team, employers to prepare them for when they do finish their courses at the college, they are ready to take on an apprenticeship from August to September this year. So there is a lot of work that we are providing to support that young person to be ready for the real world of apprenticeships.
Just to me, today has been fantastic because we've been looking at all the ways that employers can help apprentices, but how apprentices and the college can help employers. And not just that, we touched on further to going up to the level 7s with the university campus that's here. Oldham, in the centre of Oldham, to me, we have academia has come here, and it is linked inextricably with our economy and our social fabric. And I think that it's fantastic the way that it's been adapted in such a way that there's a mutual beneficial attitude that comes from it. It's not a one-way street.
Absolutely.
And it is our future. It's our future in Oldham. These young people and older people can do apprenticeships as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
Modern apprenticeships can apply across
they can.
Across the board, and so people looking to retrain, these things are available to them in the ever-developing economies that we have, which is very fast-moving. People, the college and industry, as we heard with Mark before, you adapt to each other.
Yes, we have to work. We do have to align both, obviously, because we want to make sure that we are teaching our students the skills that the employers need, and that's why input from employers is extremely important, and not just large companies. It could be small and medium companies that will obviously feed into that.
So if you are a small company out there, if you are a sole trader even, get in touch, because there's a mutual benefit here.
There is.
It will help you, and it will improve. It will help you to improve and develop your own managerial, mentoring, training skills, essentially be trained as trainers.
And when we engage with employers, we obviously want to know about what their aims are, what they're lacking in, what skills they might need. So it's everyone's individual. It's not about us just going and saying what we offer. We want to know from businesses what we can build into our curriculum. So that's really important for us.
So if you're in business, know someone in business, get in touch with Oldham College. Website's easy to navigate. We are, of course, we're rebuilding our Oldham Today's broadcasting live over the next few weeks. We'll soon be doing all the Oldham Today's live. Today's been fantastic. Thanks. We'll see you soon.
Well, thank you. Thanks for coming in.